Well, actually, Rod, see what happens.
Why do you have to continue on to this and the fact that I don't know why I do this? And by the way, we're a Murderous podcast, part of the Slash and Cast podcast network.
It's in the game.
So I tell
It's in my app.
Brian and Kim things, and then they immediately turn them on me and eat my ass, and in just the worst way possible, and eat my ass.
We love you.
Eat your ass.
That's
like
our
it's
that's our love
killed
language.
And
Fucking
something.
with
It's
Rod is my love language.
it's a love
My
letter
love
to I
language.
don't know what, but here we are.
Speaking
And
of my love language, I'm gonna run all
Actually,
over
I
Rod
said
while
love
he's talking.
language. Love letter, Rod.
we are.
My name is Continue. It's great to have you.
I'm Rod,
Brian.
and I'm a walking mat. Fuck, and we have
Brian
audio.
is stepping on Rod.
I'm
the next
petting a.
hour.
Oh, is
or
Rod
two.
trying to?
Hmm?
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't even know what the
Oh,
fuck
you're
I'm
not
saying.
gonna even try. Oh, sorry.
Shut up, all you. God, we're starting 2025 off well, huh? In the
There.
Oh, God.
never scared. Yes, we're back, and it's 2025, and we're doing our first movie of 2025. We're talking about Azrael today, which was Kin's pick. But as in the meantime, how was your New Year's? You guys have a good one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I went to sleep.
I did
Yeah,
too.
I didn't do much.
I'm not 21 years old anymore. Like,
Nope.
we were gonna go to Regina, which is the capital of Saskatchewan, and
It rhymes with fun
it
word or
rhymes
whatever.
with vagina.
I
And
know.
it's really funny when you go places that don't know how to pronounce it. Fuck you. Because they're like, oh, Regina, and I'm like, no,
Because
Regina.
it can't possibly be
Yeah.
Regina.
Well, dude, I sent you that
No.
Instagram. Their actual slogan is it rhymes with a fun word or whatever. Like it's the slogan of the city.
Fantastic. That's fantastic. I
We
don't
were
know
gonna
if that's true,
go, but I
it's
was like, I don't want to
fantastic.
drive all the way there to be in a crowd of people, and it didn't look like there was a ton going on, and then have to drive all the way back just to get maybe 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah,
Like,
fuck that.
no thanks.
Nope.
So,
Dude,
and that costs money, and I'm a broke bitch. So make sure you go to my spicy site and my Twitch
Ken-
channel.
Kin hasn't even driven to go see Skarsgård's wiener, and
I know.
which is
No,
by
it's
the
not
way,
his actual wiener. It's a prosthetic.
yeah, it's which is hanging on Nicholas Holt's wall now.
Yeah, which I
That's
think is
fantastic.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Yep. Josh, by the way, informed me over Discord that he was not a fan of Nosferatu and he thought it was boring as hell. And I'm like, hey, wait, why don't you go watch the 1979 version and tell me what boring is, motherfucker? Because you'll have a whole new context to the phrase boring as fuck, like after watching the 1979 version.
It's so funny because I know we just talked about that, but curiosity got to me and I was reading even more. And I read a fucking article that ranked all of the Nosferatu movies from
Please
worst to
tell me it
best.
did not put that one as number
It
one.
put that one at one.
Oh,
It put the
fuck you.
1970s whatever the fuck at one.
So all the other Nosferatu movies are trash. Got it.
Well, worse than that one. Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, you've got to be fucking smoking fucking crack. Like, I just don't get me wrong. Like I said, I like the movie and I respect it and it's good. But I'm sorry. The
Dude.
newest one is better.
Yeah,
The newest
annihilates
is,
that one.
In my opinion, well, I think it's the best one out of all of them.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't even think it's fucking close.
No, it's not even close.
I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know shit about movies. Maybe I need to find a new hobby.
None of us know. I mean, Brian, we've gone over this. We can't talk, and we do hobbies that require to talk, and here we are.
I'm buying a pink guitar. I know that came out of nowhere, but it's also true.
Is it an
What is-
electric guitar?
Yeah, I'm buying with my winnings from my championship, my fantasy football league.
Yeah.
I win it. I found because I was wanting to get back into writing music and stuff, and I've got an acoustic and everything, but I want to go ahead and get an electric and an amp and everything. Found the amp that I'm going to get, and I was looking for guitars because I just I'm really picky with what I play. I typically only play Les Pauls, but I'm not going to get a Les Paul because they're just fucking expensive. So I found this dope ass neon pink Kramer Strat.
That sounds
I'm
awesome.
fucking buying it. I cannot wait. It's so fucking sexy. So
I
I'm
love
I'm
it.
gonna buy the shit out of it. Yeah.
Brian having his
What did I do for New
ADHD
Year's?
hit at the best times possible, and now he has a pink guitar.
I'm gonna have a pink guitar. So
I didn't do
what
anything
did I
for
do
New
for
Year's.
you?
I was in bed by 11 o'clock, and
I was in bed pretty early. Well, I was kind of sickly. I wasn't feeling super great. I got hit with a flu bug a couple days ago. So I
the
watched a
late.
bunch of documentaries recently, though.
What'd you watch?
I watched Superman, the
Yep.
documentary about
Yep.
Christopher Reeve, and I cried because it was fucking amazing. And then I watched the Kings of Tupelo. Have you guys heard about this shit?
No.
Okay, you have to watch this. I'm gonna tell you what it's about. Based on what I tell you, you're gonna want to go fucking see it. You're gonna want to watch it. It's on Netflix. It is about Elvis impersonators, organ and limb harvesting, and an assassination attempt on Obama. That's it. That's what it's about.
Okay. And side note,
And it is as awesome as all
Wait.
three of those things combined
What was the name of it
are.
again? I'm sorry.
It's called The Kings of Tupelo.
side note, I know what movie we're watching next week because it's Bubba Hotep, and that's the end of that.
Oh, fantastic. Did I just trigger that maybe?
You triggered that wanting to watch Bubba Hotep because I haven't watched Bubba Hotep in so long. Ken, have you seen Bubba Hotep?
Nope.
Oh
no,
my
please
God.
Put it in Discord
yes.
because I just butchered the spelling of it.
Brian, can you do that?
Tupelo.
Yeah, okay.
Kings of Tupelo.
Never
Tupelo
even.
was where Elvis was born.
Oh, like
And-
Tupelo honey?
More like Tupelo, Mississippi. But
Oh, okay. Whatever. And then
I don't know
what
what
you
Tupelo
said,
honey is.
Roderick, was Boba Hotep?
Bubba Hotep. Bubba, Bubba Hotep. Bubba Hotep with Bruce Campbell.
Oh,
Yeah.
like Bophomat.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to watch Bubba Hotep, though, because it's amazing. And that is definitely one to watch with the community, Ken, because
Yes.
it is with Elvis Presley and Black JFK, and that's all the only warnings I'm giving you, Ken. But yep,
It's a good movie.
yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah, I was in bed by 11 and sleeping. I kind of watched the Disney had the like ABC ball drop on, and I watched that for like 7 minutes, and then was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go to bed now.
I didn't pay attention to any New Year's specials at all. I don't know who did what. I don't know.
That
What
Whitney, whatever the fuck her name is, went off on like a massive rant that like
Cummings.
appealed to like both sides of the political parties, and like she was just ripping people apart. It was
dude.
interesting.
Whitney Cummings, the comedian, she's a female comedian.
Okay.
She's real funny, but she is one of the most brutal motherfuckers around, and like that, like she does not cut shit, and she's got a like how she says things. It just makes her sound even more of a bitch, and I say bitch in a way that like she just comes off as not giving a fuck, so she comes off as a bitch at times. Sometimes she is a bitch, sometimes she's not, but yeah, she's yeah, she doesn't come out. She never comes across as like sweet and cuddly. She's like a porcupine as a fucking comedian, basically, and yeah, so she's pretty brutal. So I didn't hear about that, Ken, but that doesn't surprise me. So yeah, she's the one who like led into like Taylor Tomlinson and like those other kind of bigger female comedians these days. So, and I see Weasel has been. What has gotten up in Weasel's bonnet these last? But Weasel's been running around like a crazy cat the last few days, Ken. Like I don't know.
She went from like not really having anything to do with me for a few days to like being up my ass, and now she's zoomies, just nonstop zoomies. She does not stop.
Yeah.
And when she's not zooming, she's hiding. Like she sleeps on the couch now, on like one of the couches, and it's completely black, and she sinks down into like a groove, and you don't see her. And last night it was like 2 a.m, and Katz was high and was playing WoW, and all of a sudden he just heard this sound scared the fuck out of him. It was her.
This is this is my kitty story of the week. So I was sleeping at the chick's house and like woke up so I guess at 4 o'clock in the morning she got up and I had been snoring because we were drinking. And then the cat was annoying the shit out of her, so she went out and slept on the couch. And then the cat decided to annoy me, and I woke up with the cat on my chest, like and harassing me. And I was like, Athena, what are you doing to me? And it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just like, okay, cat, you do you.
Look,
And
I had just trimmed Stripes' claws, and I'm so glad I did all of them because I was laying on the couch earlier, and he jumped up. Like I had my head in Katz's lap, and we were listening to a book, and Stripes jumped up and was trying to get across me to get to him, and just stepped on my face, and his back claw went, and I was like, I could have died because his
yeah,
claws are normally so sharp, but I had
yeah.
just trimmed them, and I was like, I can still breathe, right?
Jesus
Ken,
Christ.
Ken is like the one chick who, the pregnant lady in Azrael. Okay. Yeah, with that, let's dive in. And Ken, was it on your honorable mentions or was it on your list, Ken?
It was I don't remember, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
But after watching this, I was like, oh, I'm completely not surprised this was on Ken's list because it goes back to what we Ken loves the most, and it's like the easy way to Ken's heart, and it's not through her stomach, it's through religious horror, and here we are, it is religious horror. And I have to say, now I didn't see this last year, but now that we saw 3 movies with like grotesque babies being born and terrible things happening to them, this was probably the most. I mean, that fucking Satan baby was pretty fucking epic compared to the rest of this movie. Like
I love the baby.
yeah,
The goat baby. Yeah.
The description is: in a world where no one speaks, a devout female-led community hunts down a young woman who has escaped imprisonment. Recaptured, Azrael is due to be sacrificed to an ancient evil in the wilderness, but fights for her own survival.
fights for her own survival, aka she's the boomerang of dumb, where they throw her out and then she keeps coming back. Like she's like, please,
Yeah.
please capture me. And that was like, I came into Ken's stream this morning after I watched it. I'm like, I have comments. My biggest thing about this movie, and I did really like it, I'm like, I understand that they took your lover boy and whatever, but why do you keep going back to these people? You keep going back. You keep.
I'm assuming that's why.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I thought
I
the
would
same
assume
thing.
it's a revenge thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I assume she's trying to get I can't remember his name.
I mean, you don't know anyone's name. I mean, the only dialogue
Well,
in
they
this.
have names. Obviously Azrael's name is Azrael, and
Nathan
her
Stewart
lover's name is
Jarrett.
Keenan.
yeah, Keenan.
Where's Kel? Okay, now, the my favorite of the ones is when she sneaks into the church and gets herself bitch smacked by a pot. Like she's like kaboom, and you got bitch smacked by a pot. I thought this was really like. Do you have a budget for this film?
It was 12 million.
Okay, I don't know where they spent $12 million on this. Did
I don't either.
Samara Weaving get $10 million? Because like it seems like they took like they rented out a couple like a square mile of forest in the middle of Oregon and then shot this movie
It
in a
was shot
weekend.
in Estonia.
Okay.
That's not Oregon.
It looks like
I know.
Oregon, doesn't it?
Not in
That's why I
Estonia?
said it
Yeah.
was shot in Estonia.
I bet that had a big a part of the $12 million is shooting in
Probably.
Estonia. So I've heard Ken, and that's why like I was wondering what you were gonna bring here, because I had heard that like I know nothing about the biblical. Azrael's a fallen angel in the Bible, right?
I believe so. Like of death or whatever. I went through and read what the director said about like the baby. And they like it was really interesting because they made a lot of commentary about like, is it Satan? Is it like the Antichrist? Like, what is it Lucifer? Which is a difference in certain circles. And they were like, Well, there's a lot of evidence, 7 eyes. I don't want to be on it. I don't want to be honest. I don't have an answer for that one. I think we would certainly say the baby's kind of an anti theatrical, resurrection figure,
Yeah.
to maybe Christ. So maybe then that would be like the direct interpretation of that, but I don't know.
Yeah. I
Either of those would be acceptable, the devil or the antichrist.
mean, it's kind of like God and Jesus, right? Like like in that situation, the Lucifer's God and the Antichrist is Jesus, kind of thing, right? It's kind of be like if Lucifer had his own Jesus. Um,
Oh,
and there,
sorry. Yeah. Azrael's the angel of death. Sorry. I don't know why that slipped my mind, but yeah.
no, I knew it was an angel or a fallen angel or something like that. And like, I mean, like you never know as her. The only reason you know it's Azrael is because of the title of the movie. Like okay, and either one of you guys, this is a question for you guys. Was that guy speaking some kind of language, or is he just making up shit when he was talking to them, or talking to her when he picked her up in the car?
It's a particular type of language that was made for the movie, I think. Or it's a particular language. I was trying to understand it, but it may be like an Estonian type language it
Okay.
is. It's Estonian. But it has like specific dialects that are a little bit different.
Okay.
Which is why so many people had like issues trying to figure out what it was.
I don't think. I mean, and I think that's why he kept it like that. I don't think it mattered in the context of everything, but like,
Oh, hold on. I was wrong. He's speaking Esperanto, Esperanto. It's a constructed universal language created in 1887 by a Polish occultist. So
that's interesting. Very odd in like a lot of things because a lot of the communication in this movie is whistling because I mean obviously if you had what did the kitty attack you?
Question.
Yes.
Okay, I have a question. They've punished themselves for sin by cutting their throats or their vocal cords so they cannot communicate. They can't speak, right?
Yep.
Okay, now is it a communication-based thing? Because that's what I picked up on. And if so, I feel like you shouldn't be allowed to whistle. You shouldn't be allowed to like do shit like that.
I think it's more like, you know how one of the 10 Commandments, you shall not take the Lord's name in vain? I think that's more like that. It's stuff like saying God.
This is post. So
they're punished. They're the post. God damn. Now,
yeah, my brain just
rapture.
shot it out too.
Post rapture.
Yeah, I was waiting for you guys.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
One of them is gonna get it.
Yeah. No, it's post rapture, and so what I think it is these people. I don't know, but my assumption was they were like, hey, maybe if we do some shit, he'll be like. Come back for a Black Friday rapture and get like, discounted rapture rates. He was like, oh, we'll take up all the secondhand raptures. And like, that's what I assumed it was. It was like hey, God, we done fucked up. You missed us last time, but guess what? We don't have voices now, so we can't say God damn it anymore. And I feel like at that point you would say God damn it even more. You'd be like, God damn it, because you knew that like everyone is like all the people that you knew that went back up to heaven and God was like, fuck you, you get to stay on earth, kind of thing. And I would probably say, God damn it, even more.
Well, I have a question. If you've lost the ability, if you've removed the ability to speak, as a punishment or whatever, could you learn sign language?
I mean, I assume.
Yeah, it's interesting because why do they believe it is a sin to speak? You know what I mean?
I think it's
because if it's a sin to speak, is it because it's interesting. There's a lot of, and that's one of the things. It's one of my minor complaints with the movie is there's a lot of lore that is not explained at all.
Yep. Because like when I first saw a review for this, I think it was Chris Stuckman reviewed it, and he was talking about how it having to go and like. Or someone like talking about having to go out and look at like up lore and shit like that outside of the film, so it made more sense to them. You know what I mean? Because like,
yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Me either. I was hoping Ken.
That much.
Yeah, I was hoping Ken would come in and have all the lore in like Ken's like in her.
She's
Ken,
right now.
what is all the
I'm reading
lore?
stuff right now.
No, I. That's the thing, man. I don't think that stuff is necessary to like enjoy this film, but I think it makes it. I think it improves it. I think it improves like what your experience is, because like, I mean, there's a lot like without dialogue, this movie doesn't explain things like the Orokai or whatever the fuck they are.
Why are they all making fucking hoo sounds when the fucking burned ones are coming to chew on Azrael? Why? Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that whole part I was just like, this is.
It made me really uncomfortable, and I don't know if that was like the intent.
It could have been. I just thought it was fucking stupid, honestly. And then finally, when she broke her arm free and was able to stab that dude, shit got real. I was like, okay, now we're talking.
Yeah, I think like there's so much of this that while they did a great job of trying to portray a lot with what they had, it just felt like it was lacking. Like, I love this movie because I love the visuals, I love the concept, I love all the questions that it leaves you with. I love the creature that's born. And I love the fact that like little bits and pieces of just, it's been fascinating, but there are things left to interpretation, which I think is great for this.
I mean, interpretation, and it's like Brian was saying, like this movie goes, okay, here's your homework assignment after you finish watching it, and which is, it's not something everyone's going to get into. And like, I didn't go look it up today, but like I could see going up and looking up like, or watching YouTube videos to like explain shit. I'm not going to go read. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
That's why I watched the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we want fucking read. I was just watching.
I could have just read a book.
I was watching the Futurama over the weekend from the newest season, where they're like dropping library books from like the New York City Library off at some random planet, and like the librarian's explaining the book to one of the characters, and she goes, "I'll just watch the movie," and he goes, "No, that's a book. You have to read it." And she's like, "I'll pass." And it's kind of, yeah, it's like, no, but yeah, it is a cool thing, and we've talked about it before, but like, it's cool having a world like where you don't know all the answers. You don't know everything that's happened. Like, I had questions when this movie started off. Was she part of that cult? Because I
think her and Keenan were both part of the cult, and they were either trying to escape and got caught, or they were kicked out or something. But if they were kicked out, why were they going after them?
I think they escaped.
I think they escaped. It makes more sense that they escaped.
I think they escaped, and they wanted to like go off on their own. And I think that she knew that she had something that was important to them. And like, I have read some stuff that like she was meant to be the one that was supposed to be sacrificed from the get-go, but like, because it was like on the cabin wall or something. But
that's what I kept wondering. Like, with the pregnant lady was drawing her. I assume it was because she was the only blonde. I mean, the other lady was like dirty blonde, like, you know, like her hair was blonde, but like not like Samara Weaving blonde.
Josephine, I think was
that
one's name.
Yeah, who's kind of like the running bad guy for most of the film, like.
She was the muscle.
She's the muscle. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Samara Weaving, aka Azrael, was like the one on the wall. But like, again, you don't know, and like for sure. And it's like the one that like threw me off was the one that looked like imagine if semen was made out of like demons. It looks like she's got like demons pouring out of her mouth on the wall. Like someone just give her a mouthful of demons, and they're just like.
Somebody online made a comment that, because they were like, well, who got the one woman pregnant? Like, who got her pregnant, and like, where does this thing come from? And they were like, obviously the glory hole.
the massive glory hole that they're listening to.
Yeah. Dude, there was a lot of things like that. Like had they been burying people alive in that hole, in that coffin hole, that like I thought it was going to be the bride from Kill Bill, but like then it was just a lead, a thing to the where the demons were or
The
whatnot,
burned
and
I assumed that they
I'm
had
gonna call.
been.
I'm gonna call them Urkai because that's what they looked like. They're like, hey, we want to look like the things from the Descent, but we don't have that much money. So I want you to burn a couple trees down and use that, just cover everyone in ashes, and then we'll be. And okay, I take it, and I wonder how you guys feel about this. They were actually demons, or at least partially demons, because it's the whole sense of smell thing, right? Where like in blood or whatever, like sharks almost, but when she has the blood from the mother on her, that the one leaves her alone, right? And then they all show up. They all show up when the fucking goat baby's born, and they're just like, but you don't know. Yeah. Well, because the reason why I'm not sure that they're fully demons, like, are they someones that, like, these are the real bad ones that, like, when the rapture happened, they got turned fully, like, and all the people are the people, like, kind of like the middle of the road people? Because I don't know about you guys. I took the end of it as like she's embracing being evil or whatever. Because if you were gonna be evil, I would have been that goat baby would have ended up like Immaculate's baby.
I think, right?
Yeah.
I think that there's a deleted scene, and because she's smiling,
Yeah.
and I think she's smiling because she's getting ready to punt that fucking kid.
Is she gonna? She's gonna punt it through the glory hole. And she's gonna like, she's like, can it fit through the glory hole? Maybe not. Kabam! And it's like one of those Play-Doh things where you put the Play-Doh in and then you squeeze it and it comes out at the end of the Play-Doh squeezer thing, I think, or something. I don't know.
It's gonna turn into that scene from Mother when they're tossing the baby and tearing it apart. Like, have you guys seen Mother?
Yeah, we did Mother on the podcast.
Okay.
What
I
a fuck!
Mother.
You like that movie?
I loved Mother.
I liked it, but it was weird.
More than I thought I was going to, because I went in not knowing anything about it whatsoever.
Now you talk about that because go.
ahead.
I thought you were done. I didn't know you were gonna go. You were like
I'm
paused.
essentially done. I was like I said, I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I knew nothing about it when I watched it,
dude. You bring that up, and it makes me think about surreal films again, because there were surreal aspects of that. And for the first time last night, I watched Punch Drunk Love, and that movie is surreal and also gave me like anxiety. The Adam Sandler movie, have you guys seen that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm just
it's
like
been a long time, but yeah,
I'd never seen it, and I'm like, this movie is one surreal, and two, it's not as crazy surreal as like some of the guy who made those recent surreal films, like The Killing of Sacred Deer and all that shit, but. I'm just like, surreal films always throw my fucking mind out into weird voids and whatnot. What was were there parts of this after you finished watching it the first time that you were like, okay, I need to go figure this out, or I need to go look into this, or I need to investigate, or whatnot?
I honestly kind of like just leaving this one as it is.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why, because typically like I like to delve super deep, especially when it comes to religious horror.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, this one I was like, I just like what it is. I don't want to dive. I don't want to get too deep. And I don't know why. Like I said, because almost every single time, even if it's not religious horror, I like to dive deep and see what I might be missing.
Yeah.
But this one I was just like, I just like it. Just leave it alone. Let it be.
I get that, because I think that this is it's one of those, it's a movie that feels lived in when you start, right? Like you start and the shit's already kind of happening. I mean, we were talking about it, like her and her lover boy start the movie and either they had escaped or whatever, and they had been separated. She finds the dumbass cooking, which was the biggest thing. Like, how are you this dumb when you know people are looking for you, like, kind of things. And then like, the other thought I had while we were talking, though, and I go back to what I was talking about, the demon, the burnt ones. Is that what you call them, Brian? The burnt ones? Is that what they're
burned ones?
The burned ones. When she hangs that one, that was kind of why I figured that they weren't like at least all demons, like, because they were killable, or you know what I mean? Like that she hangs the one and it seems to die. So I wasn't sure if they were, I don't know. I kind of assume demons are harder to kill than that, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't think they're demons. I just think they're monsters created by the Rapture, by something from the Rapture.
Yeah.
I think they used to be human for sure.
That's
But
yeah.
yeah, it's I like this movie. I was pleasantly surprised because I'm not gonna lie, 30 minutes in, 20 minutes in, maybe I was like, I don't know, kind of not grabbing me, but it finally started to grab me, and
Yeah.
I got invested about that about the 35 40 minute mark probably.
Yeah.
I was all in. I was like, okay, this is pretty fucking rad.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just I'm not a fan of not knowing certain things, though. That's the
Yeah.
problem. That's the only issue I have. I want to know why can't they speak? You know what I mean? Like, why is it a sin to speak? Because I'm just like, of all things, I feel like they just picked that just to make uh a movie where nobody spoke.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just that's the only issue I
Well,
have. I just want to know why does this cult believe it's a sin to speak?
well, you think about it, like
And
other movies they've done other movies where people don't speak in the last couple of years, like that Silent Night movie that John Knight Woo made. That like I haven't seen it, but the complaint I heard all the time was, okay, the main character got shot in the throat, he can't speak. Why does no one else in the fucking movie speak? You know what I mean? Like no one else speaks. It's not just him; it's everyone. And
that's why I like A Quiet Place, because A Quiet Place
yeah,
incorporates a reason for there to be no dialogue into it.
And they still communicate in a
And they
quiet
still
place.
communicate in the quiet one. Yeah, in the quiet place. Like it is, but visually, like there's a lot of like this movie's pretty. Like I love I love the visuals in this movie. I think it's shot really really well, and
yeah,
it's lit really well. I think it's and I also like the fact that they hired 70% of the crew was locally hired from Estonia. I thought that was pretty cool. They didn't bring a shitload of fucking people with them
yeah.
to make this movie, including, I believe, the person that actually shot the film was from Estonia.
Wow.
So they hired him
Do,
or them whenever they got there.
there's one of the scenes in the like maybe like a third to halfway through the movie where she's running and like the camera's following her like through like it obviously seems like it's like outside the tree line, and like just that scene was shot so cool like that I was like, this movie's shot like really well in like a way that I didn't think was going to happen. For like it's kind of limited with set, right? It's like you're mostly running through trees or this little encampment or whatever, so it's like the scope. That's why we were asking about the cost of this movie. Like I don't know where $12 million got spent with this, and I bet a lot of it was moving the people over there to Estonia for a couple months or whatever it was to shoot this. Did you have how long they shot for, Ken?
I did not look.
Okay, I was wondering if it was like,
Find anything.
it seems like it probably could have been done in 3 or 4 weeks, but you never know with like something like this. So, and maybe they shot longer than that, and that's why it cost $12 million. I don't know. So, you know what? Another thing that surprised me was how gory it was. Like like they had like the burned ones like chewing on people like zombies, and it was like you see like the flesh is just like coming apart, and like the blood looked pretty good, and I thought that was pretty impressive and not something I expected going into it, you know.
Maybe practical effects be a little more expensive than we think.
Yeah.
The Katz was playing video games beside the TV, and I was watching it in the living room, and he just looked over right when the first burned one like is chewing on dude's throat, and he's like, what the fuck is this?
I mean, that was zombie like, right? I mean, like you don't usually see like that. And then we saw the Strange Darling clip where she chewed on the lady's throat, which immediately made her water break. And then that baby just fell out. That baby was just like, hey, I'm going to use my goat head as like a gravity thing or something like that. That baby was out less than 5 minutes later, man. It was just like, that baby was like, I'm coming. And that baby was so horrifying. Even the mother was like, "Fuck this noise! I'm out. I'm gonna go slit my throat now."
Well, apparently they all thought that that was going to be Jesus. Like it was going to
Yeah,
be
that's
Savior.
what I thought too.
So once she
Um,
realized, like, oh, this be opposite, she's like,
and
never mind.
I'm assuming she thought it was going to be Jesus because she was probably a virgin. So she was probably
And then she got
impregnated
fucked by the
by
glory hole.
whoever the father of the Antichrist is,
Yeah.
whether it
Well,
be
dude. Okay.
God or Lucifer or what.
So we were talking about how like Samar like Azrael is supposed to be the sacrifice, right? So it looked like on the wall they were drawing her in hell. So if you're sacrificing her to hell, wouldn't you assume that a hellish being would come out of the equation?
We are talking about a group of people who think it's a sin to speak.
And 200 years in the future from the rapture.
Oh, is it that far? Okay.
Where did the 200 years come from? Is that like a director thing?
It was in the scroll of the text at the beginning.
Oh, I must have
missed that somehow.
Nah, I must not have seen 200 years. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what it said. I could be wrong.
I thought it just said after the rapture.
It said when I started, it said a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Ah, yes.
It's something about Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
10.
Yeah.
Somebody tried to say that the movie pulled from like a whole bunch of different sources and that the intro with the way the text popped up was similar to The Shining. And I was like, if anything, it's similar to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but okay, I guess.
And having text before a movie is not like no horror movie could go, yeah, we did this, so you can never do that. It fucking silly setup.
Star Wars went back in time, went to the future, and stole it from us.
They went 88 miles an hour, and they went into a DeLorean, and yeah. Well, dude, like the car, like the scene where I didn't expect cars in this movie, so when they had the old Cadillac going, and then they're putting people. I thought it was a pretty cool touch that they're missing so many pieces and they're just like these junky old cars. Two, I have to say, the scene where the guy picks her up and then gets shot by that Asian dude who's part of the cult. I'm like, how did that dude get there, get in front of him, know she was going this way? That was one of the only things that were like, besides her being insane, keeping going back to the hell camp, like, I think that kind of does prove that like she knew them, because if you didn't know those people, even if your lover boy was there, like, I don't think I would go back to that camp. You don't know what these fucking people are capable of. You don't know what they're going to do. But she kept going back. Like, she knew, and like, she knew how to get, like, that fence she got out, she came through when she went back the first time. I wondered if that's how she escaped, the first
Probably.
time. Yeah. But like, yeah, it's not bad to have all these questions with like a movie like this, because I enjoy. We can sit here and what do you think? What do you think? But like you were saying, Brian, even what Ken was saying is like they might have left too many questions, or might have made too many assumptions about the viewers and what they knew regarding biblical lore and whatnot, and like all that stuff. So I don't know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like I said, there's some questions that I would certainly love to know. Even not knowing those, this was a cool fucking movie, man. Like,
yeah.
I really enjoyed this a lot. Like,
yeah,
it was pretty great. But honestly, you put Samara Weaving in. I like her a lot. I think she's really, really cool.
Yeah.
She's always she always seems to make the most out of whatever she's in.
Dude,
she's pretty awesome.
I will say that I did find the 200 years thing, as well as like some other stuff. First of all, the director was saying it takes place 200 years in the future. At one point, we considered putting a little scroll at the beginning that said 200 years, but then it was, do people actually need this? That it felt like it was too handholdy. And then the other thing being that these are descendants of people that experienced the rapture. So they're like way down the line. Yeah. This is not like this exact family, like this group was here when the rapture happened, or even, these kids, like these people were not alive when the rapture occurred. This is way down the line.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's an interesting fact, though. Like, because like,
I'm just glad we still got cars in 200 years.
I was gonna say, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know if a Cadillac would last 200 years. Let's be real, but
well, if they're still making them,
yeah, maybe.
They don't take that many people in the rapture. Fuck, Thanos. I mean, society still win after Thanos snapped fucking 50% of the population.
I don't think I think if you raptured, I think
and they're taking less than 50. Let's be honest. If the rapture really happened, you think half the population would go?
I mean, no, because let's think about it. Like, everyone who voted for Trump is automatically out of the equation. So you have like half the country here. So if you take that as a starting point, I think
you're losing 10%. We're losing 10%.
Yeah, the rapture needs to happen.
It's not like you're going to lose any politicians either. You're not going.
I don't disagree, kid.
No. It would be like if the rapture happened
to. Good idea. Can we have that happen?
The rapture would happen. It would be like there would be like every Democratic state would be empty, and then it would just be a bunch of Republican-run states running around like with the spirit, like the 5 people that grew. It'd be like Brian's gone out of like Missouri, and then
I think you've got this backwards, Ryan.
Yeah, I don't think you know how the rapture works.
I think Brian's a way better person than most people who voted for Donald Trump. I'm saying that the people who didn't vote
mean that you're not like. I mean, if you base it on the fact that they believe that they're going to heaven and they go through the steps, then they can go, and then it'll be.
So this is my personal opinion. I believe if you're a good person, okay. What I was saying is, I don't think there's a real God. I'm saying, but we're talking about rapture. So in this scenario, there is a God. I'm saying in this scenario, I think God would take up the good people, not the shitty people. And I don't think he would care if you had gone and played in his poodle water.
Poodle water.
I said poodle water. I'm just making shit up because I have a poodle and I looked at her and I don't know what it's happening. But no, his. I'm just making because it's all bullshit. Because the Bible's bullshit. It's all bullshit. What I'm saying is, in my head, in my scenario, he would take the good people. And that's it. Doesn't matter if you're, because this has always been my problem with fucking the Bible. Like, so you're gonna tell me some motherfucker who lived
fuck the Bible? I'm pretty sure that's.
It's probably against sacrilegious.
I use the pages to roll my joints and wipe my ass.
But my thing was always like, you're saying
somebody who was raised religious and has a lot of religious trauma. There are still things that I will not do.
Basically, in my head, during the rapture, anyone who's not a shitty person gets taken up. That's what my thought process was. That's where
I was looking at it the opposite way.
The shitty people are getting taken.
Why would the shitty people get taken, Ken? I don't. What am I? What? Ken.
No, I'm gonna leave it because I'm gonna dig a hole.
Ken, no, Ken. You've opened your mouth. Okay, Miss Religious with religious trauma. Were you thinking the rapture took all the bad people?
No.
To hell?
No, not at all. What I'm saying is like you're people that are like, for example, this is a super, super shitty like analogy, whatever. But a lot of people, for example, who voted for Trump are hardcore Bible thumping, Southern by the grace of God, whatever. So they believe that they're going to heaven. They follow the scriptures to an extent. They go to church and they do their prayers and they've repented and whatever. So if you follow it based on that, like on that just of itself, not about the good deeds that they've done or the bad deeds that they've done, if they've prayed and accepted Jesus as their Lord and Christ and Savior and the rapture comes, they're gone. Okay. But then you have the rest of us who are just like, and then we're here, right?
Yeah.
So Sky Daddy doesn't take us, but he takes those people. So
then it would be a way better place. But
that's what I'm saying. That's what you're missing. That's why when you said all the red states would be full and the blue states would go away, like you're backwards.
That's because in my opinion, if you're a shitty person, you shouldn't get raptured. I know this is all hypothetical bullshit.
Oh, no, I know. I agree. But
And-
I'm just saying,
and
based
that's
off
what I'm
of
saying.
the concepts that are taught in Baptist churches is specifically.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I mutter in a few little words once a week, and you get to go.
I grew up Catholic, so I'm not that far behind.
I think
Just
the vast
saying, you know.
majority. I think the vast majority of Trump supporters would be
Are
left
shitty people.
behind.
Yeah.
Because while
They're all shitty
they
people.
may, air quote, believe
That's fair.
that they don't practice it.
Yeah,
but
they're all
fucking
hateful.
face it.
They're all hateful
All right?
assholes.
Because
Yeah.
how many pedophiles fucking
Yeah.
are high up in church and shit?
Yeah.
Oh, all of them. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's not true. I'm very sorry.
And I don't
No,
think
no, you were
pedophiles
completely
do
accurate
that.
there, Ken.
I think pedophiles become burned ones.
And this is the thing, man. If all those shitty people, you just made the world a better place. You didn't make
That's
it
what I was
worse.
saying.
And so, like, it would be like, you know what would have happened if that was the case, Ken? It would have been like this, like, perfect society at that point where it was like run by logic and people were like doing everything, and like we could have voted Democrats everywhere, and the world instead in this world in 200 years in the future, everything's worse. So what I'm thinking is that the good people who
Elon take over.
all the blue people, all the blue state people got raptured, while the shitty people, I mean, they're eating each other, kid. Completely a Trump thing. Completely. That's like Florida Man 101. So this is post every Democrat who didn't vote for Trump got fucking raptured. All the shitty people are like, that's why they're all mad, because they're like, oh no, Trump told me I was going to get raptured. I didn't get raptured. And then they all cut out their vocal cords and started eating people.
They shouldn't believe him by then, because by then they're going to realize that the price of eggs didn't go down. So they should be. You would think they would be on to the lies, right?
I don't know. Maybe Trump is Sky Daddy 200 years in the future.
Well, one of them Trump's motherfuckers are going to be alive. We're probably gonna have that weird psychotic fucking kid that he has.
Barron?
That like tried to burn. Yeah, Barron, yeah. Didn't he try to burn like the fucking school down? I don't know what the fuck.
Probably.
But yeah, I don't see that's
not true. Barron Trump tried to burn a school down with the children inside.
That's what I
All
heard.
the
Yeah,
children
I actually read
to
it.
the hospital.
I read about it. Yeah, I read about it.
I read
and
about
the
it.
kindling
too.
he used was the body parts
Of their pets.
Yeah.
Is it like
And he snorted cocaine off their corpses. Okay.
Dude, I still remember watching little Don Jr. like at the SpaceX launch putting coke on his gums like nobody was watching him on the video. He's just like,
they believe Donald Trump when he says that he's never tried drugs. They believe that. They believe that. They believe that they said they believe him.
That
when
why
he says he doesn't drink.
So he just shits his pants because it's fun, not because he had such a bad coke addiction that it fucked him up mentally, and that's partially why he shits his pants.
I'm sure he also has syphilis.
That's good, and he's
Probably.
80.
That would explain some of the brain issues.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
a lot of great leaders.
We are talking about our future president.
I know we're gonna get put on watch lists. While just saying this shit out loud.
Watch me, Daddy.
We got a week left, something like that.
Stop saying things like that, Ken.
Oh wait, tomorrow's January 6th.
It
But
is.
that's not when he gets sworn in.
That's just when the votes get confirmed tomorrow.
Yeah, he gets sworn in on like the
20th.
12th.
No, tomorrow's just the electoral college confirmation of the votes. That's why it happened on January 6th in 2000 because they were doing, or in 2001 because they were doing the inaugural
2001
or 21. Sorry, I'm just not putting 20s in places while talking about dates and times. Obviously,
Well, duh,
no,
you would have known better with the movie if you would put it in the right place.
I know, but I'm starting to think that Samara Weaving might be our #1 leading actress that we've talked about on this podcast, because now we've done this movie, we've done Babysitter 1 and 2, we've done Ready or Not, and we've done Scream 6. So that's like at least 5 Samara Weaving films that we've done on here.
Have you not talked about Mayhem?
No. That's another. I like
It's a
that one.
fun movie, man.
Yeah. Have you seen Mayhemkin?
No.
It's with her
It's a
and
fun movie.
it's
Kind of like the
Steven.
Belko Experiment, but
I think I might like Mayhem better than Belko Experiment, but
I think I like it more too, honestly.
yeah. But Belko was good too. That was like James Gunn
cool.
wrote it, I think, or produced it.
Yeah, I think he wrote it. I think he wrote that.
But yeah, both of those I thought were pretty good.
My dog is talking downstairs.
I thought
You went, woo, woo, woo.
it sounded like a small child. It's like it was them like making their guttural noises to the demon gods, like ah, dude. I think that, man, like this movie just it does a lot. It doesn't do everything perfectly. Like I think that it does enough that this movie is and it's only like an hour and 20 minutes long, which is your dog is just going to town.
It's not super long.
It was like an hour 23 or something like that. Was like I think what it was when I watched it.
Yeah,
today.
it's it's 85 minutes.
Okay, so yeah,
85 minutes.
An hour and 80 or 25 minutes. I almost said an hour and 85 minutes, like because my brain works like that. But yeah, I thought this Ken, it was a good choice. I dug it. Samara Weaving's great. I think that I think she does a lot. Man, like I can't even imagine how hard it is just to solely act and convey everything with your eyes and facial expressions like she does in this film.
They apparently still had her yell and stuff on set. They just removed it in post.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah, because otherwise she couldn't get the muscles to look right in her mouth and her neck and stuff. So that was kind of interesting.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because you would still be trying to use. You would use those voice muscles, just nothing would come out, right? It would be you've taken out the part that makes the noise, but you're still doing the process, right? So
yeah.
Those cross scars are pretty gnarly too. I was talking about it hanging out in Katie's stream today, and I'm like, we were all playing Path of Exile 2, but I was sitting there, I was like, yeah, and Katie, I was telling her about it, and she's like, what the throat? And then she's like, it's not it's one of those things that I think is I know things I don't like, but a lot of people don't like throat things, and so.
Listen, I never was bothered by throat things. I'm still not really, but after watching Game of Thrones, I realized at that moment just how sensitive and our necks are very, very weak and very, very just out there for the world.
Yeah.
And anybody at any time can just, and it's very funky. But no, actually, it's funny you brought that up about people being about different things, because we started Silent Hill 2, and I don't know if you were in there today, but somebody kept asking me if I had a strong stomach because stuff gets really gory and stuff, and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
And no, dude, I don't think anything in a video game for a long time has been we watched another thing that we might think about doing for the podcast at some point. We watched Annihilation in Katie's Discord that night. And that bear
movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
The bear scene still I was saying that bear scene is literally one of the scariest scenes I've ever seen in a movie. And but the why I was thinking about that is the stomach scene where they cut the dude's stomach open, and it's the vines from the ruins or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys seen the ruins?
Yeah.
Dude, that's another one that
book.
Was the book good?
I read the book before I read before I watched the movie.
Yeah.
So I like both of them, honestly.
Yeah.
The book is different though.
Yeah. Dude, that shit's creepy, man. The self-mutilate, it kind of reminds me of Cabin Fever at times, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. I it's funny, because I don't see, I was saying earlier, the gore effects in this were very much reminding me of 80s kind of the Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead kind of, that time frame. And I know Dawn of the Dead was fucking in the 70s, but is that kind of gore level of those zombie effects and everything like that, which you don't see very often. And it feels I don't know, that I don't know, as the YouTuber I watch sometimes, Cody Leach says it calls it carnage candy, right? And it's like I was like, hey, you're doing something that's kind of unique for like what one, we don't have a lot of zombie movies anymore because that aren't like, direct to DVD shit that are like most of them are like we don't have big zombie movies very much anymore, right? We had the Army of the Dead movie out a couple years ago. But you having those kind of zombie things effects I thought was kind of interesting now, and like as these burnt ones, as like the like in the modern horror scene, I thought was a kind of a cool thing. But I don't know. Brian, you look like you had thought processes while I was saying that.
Just listening to you, man. I'm just
Okay.
listening to you
Okay.
attentively with open ears and eyes.
With arms wide open.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Samara Weaving has coming up because I know she's got Ready or Not 2, which I don't know what they're gonna do with it. I don't think they needed to.
I don't want them to make it, but of course I'm gonna watch it when it comes out. But
Yeah, I don't think they should make it. But
I don't think they should either. I don't have high hopes for it at all. Honestly.
It's like I don't want Black Phone 2, but
I don't want that either. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
sometimes things should just be left alone, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like Ready or Not that had the perfect fucking ending.
Yep.
Like what could they possibly fucking do?
Yeah. I hope it was
expand on that.
I hope it was a good idea. Because like I the memes of her sitting there smoking a cigarette in that wedding dress covered in blood with like the shotgun holster on is just iconic at this point, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
then like even the same thing with Black Phone 2. Like the Black Phone, dude, that everything gets pretty fucking wrapped up.
Yeah.
So another killer gonna move into that same fucking house.
I hope what I hope with Black Phone 2. I hope that they make I hope Ethan Hawke comes back as like spiritual or something like kind of like Freddy or something like that. That's what I hope they do. Like something like more like
I hope they change their mind.
they're already shooting that, man.
I know, but
yeah.
I still hope they fucking change their mind.
I still say with that writer, Massa Worm, whatever his name is, and like and Scott Derrickson, I have trust in them, but like
I have faith in Derek. I don't. Is he directing it though, or is he just producing?
I think he's directing it.
I thought he was just producing the movie.
I thought he was directing it, but I could be wrong.
I hope if he's directing it, then I'll have a little more faith. But
I think he is directing it, but I could be wrong. Everything I'd read from it, but yeah, and that's the thing, right? Is like, and it was going on, and like
he is directing it. So
okay, yeah. I think that like if you have movies that horror has more. I mean, we live in a world where Marvel has 8 billion movies, but like horror is the most likely to make horror sequels and things that aren't necessary. And yeah, I don't know. You could make a sequel to this, like make it like a growing up comedy where like it's Azrael just like teaching the baby goat how to like rule the world and oh by the way, watched Night Bitch last week. Holy shit, that movie is great, and you guys should watch it. And it's really fucking good. Where Amy Adams turns into a dog at night, but it is fantastic, and I thought it was awesome. So you guys should watch it. It's awesome. It's really good. It's a feminist movie, but it's really good. I liked it.
What is it again?
Night Bitch.
Night Bitch.
Yeah, it was really good.
Okay, so I just read something going back to Black Phone 2.
Yeah.
I just read something real quick. In June of 22, Derrickson said that while Joe Hill was protective of his story, the author had pitched him a wonderful idea for a sequel that he was open to directing if the first film was a success.
Okay.
In August, Derrickson and Hill confirmed that there were discussions with the studio to make a sequel. Derrickson referred to the financial success of the Black Phone as one of the catalysts for the development of the project.
That's not exactly the best motivation for doing anything, but I guess if they had it beforehand and like whatever.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay.
But Ethan Hawke, Mason Thames, Madeline McGraw, and Jeremy Davies are all coming back.
Okay. I love Ethan Hawke, man. So
I love Ethan Hawke too. He's one of my favorite actors ever.
You know what I really want? I want a bunch of the heartthrobs from the 80s and 90s, like Hugh Grant, like Ethan Hawke, to come in as the most fucked up psychopathic, like
yes,
people,
Please.
just like Hugh Grant did, but like but I want them all to be just insane.
I'm down.
I mean,
I'm down.
we're already at the Ethan Hawke as Black Phone, and then him as
When is
Hair's
Brad
Egg.
Pitt gonna play an uber villain in a fucking movie?
I don't think he ever
He
will.
does in real life.
He's just a shitbag in person, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Is he a shitbag? I don't know.
I don't know. Put him and the Scientology guy together, and they can kill each
Tom
other
Cruise.
off. And
Which one's the Scientology guy?
Tom
There's like
Cruise.
36 of them.
Tom Cruise. I was gonna say that's a lot of Hollywood.
Tom Cruise is
Yeah.
the main one because Scientology guy is always up his asshole.
Is he the main one, or is John
Travolta. Isn't John Travolta the main?
Travolta was an early one, and he was the one that was held kind of in the church because they blackmailed them, and he had homosexual urges that were blacklisted. So he was kind of the front runner, but Tom Cruise is their like.
Oh yeah,
gold
John
medal.
Travolta. John Travolta loves cock. He just loves it. Supposedly.
The church just really didn't like
We
that
need to
he
put that
does.
on a T-shirt. The way you said that, John Travolta loves cock.
And then dot dot dot.
Get a picture
Supposedly.
of him from fucking Saturday Night Fever. Like,
But you have to put dot 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 supposedly so we can't get sued.
Allegedly.
Or allegedly. There you go. Allegedly. There you go. I think allegedly is the way that you say you protect yourself legally is by saying dot 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 allegedly. So there you go.
Allegedly. Or you put
I got
allegedly
the
at top in
fever!
little tiny letters like off to the side, and then have it like a title of John Travolta loves cock. Allegedly.
No,
God.
you know what would be better than not him in his Saturday Night Live fever outfit, but have him in his Battlefield Earth outfit.
Night Live.
Oh, sorry. Oh, God damn it.
Saturday Night Live.
I love you, bro.
Oh.
Live from New York, it's John Travolta likes cock.
Why do I talk? Why? Why do I talk? With this, we're doing Bubba Hotep next week. And, yeah, Bubba Hotep. And, Brian, where's all your links? Because I'm just shutting the shit
You can
down.
find me here. You can find me at We're Gonna Make You Watch on YouTube. I'm gonna be creating the blue sky for that pretty shortly because we've been on break, so I just haven't been worrying about it. But
And I just am a
Do you
slacker,
have a
so
blue sky?
no, I haven't.
Jesus fucking
blue
Christ.
sky smiling
It's been
at
a
me.
year.
I know it has.
Rod's
Okay.
gonna make a blue sky account.
Someday. Okay, what's your next movie, Brian?
The next movie is still Terror Train.
Okay, cool. You guys
we
haven't.
haven't even recorded our next episode after that yet, but we're gonna
okay.
probably do that this
Cool.
coming weekend, I imagine. Because Terror Train will be dropping pretty shortly.
Okay, and Ken is has started Silent Hill 2, but will be done by the time this comes out. But I think
Oh,
you'll
yeah.
be done by Thursday. It's
I'm
like
excited that
Well,
you
I'm
started
doing a
that. I wish I had
12-hour.
known. I'm gonna have to jump on stream and watch you play.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing a 12-hour tomorrow, so
you should be
Oh,
able to
fantastic.
or get close
yeah,
to
just
finishing it
churning out a
tomorrow.
bunch.
Yeah. Okay.
Very cool.
Then I can
And
go back to Stardew Valley.
Okay. So all your links, Ken.
Oh, twitch.tv/continue. It's KINTINUE, continue.com. Also, I'm back on the Spice on the Fansly, so feel free to go check that out. And I think you're really heckin' cute.
Ken, just like Katie, I sometimes I find Ken like in her spicy pictures on whatever thing on like Blue Sky, and I'm like, Ken out here shocking me, and I'm like, I'm not like expecting him, and I'm Ken in her underwear and her Cheeto shirt. Okay.
I posted that, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't post that. And I
No,
was like, fuck it, I don't care. I'm too old. I don't give a fuck.
It's a cute picture. There's not. That's a good looking picture, Ken. That's all I'll say. So it was good.
Thanks.
I'm on Twitter or not Twitter. I'm on Twitter. I don't use it though.
Real quick.
Yeah.
I have one. I just never log into mine.
Ken's new Blue Sky is going to be Cheetos and thongs. No, it wasn't a thong, but Cheetos and thongs. You can find me on Twitch at Rod_Johnson, and Blue Sky I think is the same thing. And yeah, so and that is all. And we will talk Bubba Hotep next week. So we'll catch you guys later.
I love it.
And have a good one. We love you. And bye.
Bye.
Poop.
Poop.